Civil War test, Texas history. Matching. Write the letter of the era that matches the date on the timeline. So our options here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are early Texas statehood, founding of San Antonio, Texas Revolution, Civil War, Texas annexation. So first date here is 1718. Which one matches that? Next date, 1836. Which one matches that? 1845. Which one matches? 1845 to 1861. And then lastly, 1861 to 1865. So those dates correspond to either early Texas statehood, founding of San Antonio, Texas Revolution, Civil War, or Texas annexation. Quote from Governor Sam Houston: "To secede from the Union and set up another government would cause war. If you go to war with the United States, you will never conquer her, as she has the money and men. If she does not whip you by guns, powder, and steel, she will starve you to death. It will take the flower of the country, the young men." According to the quote above, what is Sam Houston's point of view about secession? A. Texas needs more guns, powder, and steel in order to win the war. B. Without money and men, Texas will starve to death. C. Secession will lead to war, which Texas cannot win. D. Houston favors secession, even if Texas cannot win the war. 7. Plantation owners who owned 20 or more slaves were what? A. Automatically made generals in the Confederate Army. B. Exempted from the draft during the war. C. Had to serve in the Confederate Army if drafted like all other Texans. Or D. Freed their slaves to join the Confederate Army when the war began. 8. All of the following were slave codes except for what? Which one was not a slave code? A. Slaves could not possess liquor or weapons. B. Slaves could not assemble. C. Slaves could not travel without a pass. D. Slaves could not sing or dance. 9. 80% of Texas slaves were what? A. Artisans. B. Sectionalists. C. Field hands. D. Domestics. Use the diagram to answer the question below. The question is, which of the following events completes the diagram above? So we've got slavery, states' rights, sectionalism, and tariffs. Which of the following events completes the diagram above, or is related to those? A. Causes of the Mexican-American War. B. Reasons for the annexation of Texas to the United States. C. Causes of the Civil War. Or D. Parts of the Presidential Reconstruction Plan. 11. The reason slavery was supported in the South was because why? A. The North had mostly done away with slavery by 1860. B. Slaves were needed to fight the Union. C. Many thought it was necessary for the economy of the South. Or D. Most Southerners owned slaves. Why was slavery supported by the South? Number 12. Which of the following is not a key battle in Texas during the Civil War? A. Battle of Sabine Pass. B. Battle of the Alamo. C. Battle of Galveston. D. Battle of Palmito Ranch. 13. Where were most Civil War battles in Texas fought? A. In the mountains and basins region because most people were moving west. B. In East Texas because farmers were protecting their rights to own slaves. C. Along the coastal plains because both sides wanted to control the shipping ports. Or D. No battles were fought in Texas. 14. Which Texan led a famous fighting force during the Civil War? A. John Bell Hood. B. Sam Houston. C. Stephen F. Austin. D. Abraham Lincoln. 15. Southerners supported all of the following during the Civil War except what? A. High tariffs that increased the price of imported goods. B. Slavery because it allowed them to increase their profits. C. States' rights, which they applied to the issue of slavery. Or D. sectionalism because it allowed them to choose what was best for their states. Use the diagram below to answer the question. 16. Which significant event is best represented on the map? We're looking at A. Beginning of the Battle of the Alamo. B. Beginning of the Civil War. C. Beginning of the American Revolution. Or D. Beginning of the Mexican Revolution. Use the chart and your knowledge of history to answer the questions below. We've got U.S. cotton production from 1790 to 1850. So they listed the years on the left, and then the amount of bales produced that year. 17. Which of the following can be inferred from the chart above? A. Slavery was abolished in 1830 and many slaves moved to northern states. B. The population of slaves was greater in 1840 than it was in 1800. C. There were fewer slaves in 1830 than in 1810. Or D. Slaveholders began to pay for slave labor in 1820. Also, based on the chart above, we can assume that what? A. Cotton trade increased between 1810 and 1830. B. The demand for cotton fell from 1800 to 1850. C. Cotton supply decreased prior to the Civil War. Or D. Trade routes of cotton decreased during the Republic era. For questions 19 through 23, we're matching the words with their definitions. So the words that you're matching are 19 draft, 20 tariff, 21 sectionalism, 22 secede, and 23 states' rights. Answer choices are A, the theory that a state could choose whether to obey or enforce federal laws. B, a tax placed on imported or exported goods. C, to withdraw formally. D, placing interests of one's own region or area ahead of the interests of the whole nation. Or E, the enlisting of persons for required service in the armed forces. So you can match up those definitions with these words here on the left. Lastly, we have pictures. A is Father Hidalgo calls for independence. B, the fall of the Alamo. C, fighting for the Confederacy. And D, Spindletop. 24. Which iconic images above is associated with the Civil War era in Texas history? Okay, which of these is Texas and Civil War combined? And then lastly, 25. Who won the Civil War? A, the Union, or B, the Confederacy?